While the young may be categorized as the most technologically savvy, it's true that people of all ages use social media apps. While people of all ages are using social media apps, how do these age groups use social media apps differently? We're going to focus on both ends of the generation spectrum in this presentation and look at how post-millennials, also called Generation Z, and baby boomers use social media, as well as take an in-depth look at the social media platforms they use and how and why they use each platform. Going with age before beauty, let's take a look at the baby boomers, those that were born between 1946 and 1964. This would include my parents. Baby boomers are at a population of approximately 80 million and are growing in online social media use every day. Statistics show that they now spend more time online than they do watching television. And a major majority of those who do use the internet have stated they use at least one social media account. Compared to other generations, this segment of the population spends at least the least amount of time using social media. However, with social media, this older segment takes action based on what they see on social media more than any other generation. Most of the time it's focused on finding more information, as more than half of leading-edge baby boomers will visit a company website or continue to search on a search engine after seeing something that they have seen on a social media networking site. Let's take a closer look at how this generation uses social media across the most popular platforms they use. According to statistics, YouTube is the most popular social media app among baby boomers, and this age group views YouTube more positively than any other generation. Baby boomers are more inclined than other generations to believe that YouTube doesn't serve them deceptive videos, while younger generations tend to be less certain about the content that's served to them. Younger generations are more inclined than baby boomers to expect fake news on YouTube. Baby boomers are also more willing to share the content on YouTube that they view than any other generation. And they're more likely to watch ads than any other generation and share them as well. And they also are more inclined to click through and take action on the ads that they see. In fact, baby boomers are twice as likely to share content that they see on Facebook and most social media platforms than any other generation. Facebook is another popular site among baby boomers, and this generation uses Facebook mostly to connect with family and friends, compared to other generations who typically post more of their own natural content sharing with others. Baby boomers seem to connect and keep up with more family members than they actually do sharing their own content. Baby boomers do tend to share more of what they see on Facebook, again, like with most platforms, and they live vicariously through family and friends using Facebook. Pinterest offers a concept that resonates well with baby boomers. You have to imagine this is a generation that grew up pinning images similar to what they used to use on corkboards. And baby boomers spend most of their time on Pinterest posting images from magazines, posting inspiring recipes, like they've always done physically to a corkboard in their homes. They typically use Pinterest like most generations do, however, they rarely engage in direct messaging features like other generations. And they make up the smallest group of users next to millennials. Of all the social media platforms, LinkedIn is becoming the more natural fit for baby boomers. Its professional appeal and more restrictive rules better serve this generation. Baby boomers use LinkedIn to help make purchasing decisions, solve technical problems, find experts in specific fields, check references for employees and tenants, and connect to industry leaders. Typically, most of the other generations will use Facebook for networking with similar colleagues and job searching or as a resume function. Now, let's take a look at the post-millennial generation. This would be those that were born after 1997, which would be ages 16 to 20. Post-millennials tend to use social media as a time filler. They prefer fun content over friends and networking. And unlike other generations, they don't spend as much time using social media to update their statuses. They tend to use social media to find entertainment to fill up their time. They use fewer social media platforms than other generations. And 34% of post-millennials say they're permanently quitting social media, and 64% are taking a break, according to a new research from Origin. And many say they're made to feel anxious, sad, or depressed by platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. But more than any other generation, this generation has a genuine desire to make a difference, and they harness the power of social media to get it done. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was a campaign aided by this generation. And when Standing Rock Indian Reservation was protesting against the Dakota Access Pipeline, over 1 million people, most of them post-millennials, checked into the Standing Rock Indian Reservation page on Facebook to raise awareness. According to Pew Research, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat are the most popular social media platforms among post-millennials. So let's take a look at how post-millennials use the different social media platforms compared to other generations. Facebook is used by post-millennials as their most formal form of social media. Compared to other generations, they choose to use Facebook to show their accomplishments and how they are getting their life together or have their life together. It's not a place that they keep updated statuses of where they are and what they're doing like most other generations. Nor do they engage in political rants or political debates. Typically, they stay long enough on Facebook to watch a few videos. They're a generation that uses Facebook the least, and many are moving away from Facebook completely to platforms like Instagram and Snapchat. Instagram is one of this generation's favorite apps. Compared to the other generations, they use it way more. Along with millennials, they're the biggest users of Instagram. They use it to glorify their life experiences, sharing cool and exciting things. They tend to follow tech-savvy family members who also have accounts. And they post only quality pictures as they're after likes on their photos. They're attempting to present the best possible photo they can present to get more likes. It's like a game. And they tend to scroll through their feed several times a day. Post-millennials use Twitter as their main news source. They use this in lieu of traditional news sources like most other generations. They use Twitter for real-time information, or what they consider to be real-time news. They view Twitter to be news from real people who are there while things are happening. They view the information from Twitter users as being unfiltered by news outlets who they feel try to push them their own agendas. Twitter is viewed as a direct source to the news by millennials. Probably the only generation that views Twitter in that manner. Post-millennials use YouTube, and they use it mostly for product reviews. According to a recent study, 93% of respondents ages 14 to 18 watch product reviews. That's 93. That's almost all. It's far greater than any other age group that uses YouTube for product reviews. They prefer learning on YouTube versus other traditional learning sources. A majority of them say they can't live without it. Where it might seem of all the social media platforms that the younger people are typically thought of as being the most addicted to their smartphones and the ones who use social media the most. You'd think that across the board, millennials and post-millennials are the ones checking social media platforms, but that's just not the case. As you can see, many baby boomers, completely on the other end of the spectrum, use social media almost as much as they do.